deal with airplane peanuts.
It's official, Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub will both be attending SkankFest 2023 this year in Las Vegas, Nevada, and the internet could not be happier. SkankFest is by far the premier comedy festival in the country every year, with hundreds of the most talented comedians on earth stacking every single show, but the Fire and the Kid crew may be there for different reasons. To fully understand why Brendan Schaub attending SkankFest is such a big deal, it's important we look at his history with the members of the Legion of Skank's crew. A lot of comedians have made jokes about Brendan Schaub related to Gringo Poppy, the Bobby Lee incident, or the Annie Letterman drama, but nobody in comedy has taken more public shots of Brendan Schaub than the Legion of Skanks.
I'm sitting here writing down my jokes. Oh, you guys happen to catch me writing jokes?
He's writing his thank you.
He's practicing writing his own name.
All right, so all this tragic stuff happens, and then the most tragic thing that happened in April was Brendan Schaub releases Gringo Poppy.
This is one of the things people appreciate most about the Legion of Skanks. They don't pull any punches or tiptoe around any subjects. You can always count on these guys to say exactly what everyone else is secretly thinking but doesn't want to say out loud without being scared of any backlash. And they've done this many times in regards to Brendan Schaub. They also make it clear every single time these comments are intended to be funny and that they don't actually hate Brendan or even know him that well to begin with.
Usually, can I tell you why I've taken shots and I've made jokes?
Yeah.
It's because it's like the button you're not supposed to push for some reason. I don't know why. For some reason, it's like a thing you're not supposed to say, so it makes me want to say it more. As a comic, I don't know, that's always been what it is. Whatever, I don't actually have any ill will toward the guy. I've literally met him one time. He seems like he has a lot of mutual friends.
Brendan Schaub is like the Michael Jordan of receiving hate online, and honestly, it's shown no signs of slowing down over the past few years. But for a long time, people have been saying the best move Brendan could ever make would be to play into all the jokes about him on Reddit and show some self-deprecation for once, which is something he's yet to try thus far.
Oh my goodness.
You had a camel toe.
Wow.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
That's it. You have a, what do you call that? A moose knuckle?
Knuckle.
That's a
Those
vagina.
jeans
That's a
were-
denim vagina.
No, those are some big nuts. Those some
No,
big
those
nuts.
aren't big nuts. That's a denim vagina.
No, that's my nut split like that. You know what the problem? You know what the problem is? The jeans are too tight.
No, that's not the problem.
No, I know where you're going with this, Howie. My nuts are too big.
That's not where you're going. What
is.
size shoes do you wear?
13.
Well, you know what that means.
Giant
that means
nuts.
you have a giant vagina.
This is exactly why it's going to be so interesting to see what happens this year at SkankFest. If Brendan is willing to play into jokes made at his expense, the Fighter and Kids appearance has potential to be the best show of the entire festival. But if he's not willing to be the butt of some jokes, I'm honestly not sure what's going to happen. My guess is it'll turn into an awkward, slow bomb of a show rather than some angry mob of audience members yelling at Brendan Schaub. I honestly think people don't really hate him as much as they like to make it seem sometimes, or at least they don't want him to actually stop creating new content, because then they'd have nothing to react to.
SkankFest, are they? Are they a very forgiving crowd?
Yeah.
Fan base are so savage. They're savage motherfuckers.
Yeah, but that's his.
No, but they're also like, here's the thing. Here's the greatest thing about them and the problem with it. We've made this like safe zone for like just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, 90% of them are just not funny. Even if it's been like a tumultuous thing with them, it's like meeting Erica Kane and hating Susan Lucci. Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
it's not that thing. It's like no, you love Susan Lucci because she's
Exactly.
everyone like.
Well, that's why
even though we're all ourselves.
Yeah.
Trust, like in their minds, like they're so removed from it, where character isn't a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so that's how. And when they see the characters, whether it's someone who they shit on or they overly love, do you know what I mean? They're so excited to see all of everyone.
Yeah, 'cause
no one's ever like,
that's why
are
Lewis-
you guys hanging out with the guys we fuck? Or like, it's like, yeah, they're our friends.
That's
Like,
why Lewis was like, have Brendan come on the show. It'll be a blast.
yeah. I think they're hoping to have you guys at SkankFest.
His fans think it's lame for
His
us
fans
to
think it's
do it.
lame for us to bring him onto our podcast, unless we bring him onto our podcast to specifically try to fist fight him or ruin his life.
The other thing that could possibly make this show feel like a disappointment in the eyes of comedy fans is if the Skanks don't press Brendan Schaub hard enough to his face about all the drama they like to discuss when he's not around.
Yeah, I love Fighter and the Kid. I think it's a great show. Like I've got
He's
nothing
great
but
on
Fighter and
fucking
the Kid.
podcasts.
Huh?
You love the Fighter and the Kid?
Well, I mean, I don't like
just said
watch
that
it religiously.
on camera?
No, it's a good. I love MMA, so I
That
like
was
an
crazy.
MMA
You just
comedy.
said I love it.
Asshole! I can't believe.
I
it.
love Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah, you were your friends with Rogan.
You know, I'm not even saying that it would happen, a Fighter and the Kid, Legion of Skanks crossover, but if we brought somebody on,
shitty to him.
yeah, I'm not bringing anybody on the show to be shit, unless it was like it was set up.
I would never Shanghai somebody to be shitty.
Yeah.
I would if you're gonna have it out with somebody on the thing, and that's kind of like the idea. But like, to sideswipe, I remember that was funny. Like, first of all, I think we asked Brian Callen some pretty he answered some pretty good questions on that lie detector test.
Yeah.
But like, again, we're not going to have him on to fuck him over. It's just like,
Right. Yeah.
Why would anybody do the show ever?
Yeah, it's
just a shitty thing to do. I don't know. I'm not trying to like if we're busting someone's balls, it's always with the spirit of like, this is funny. We're all gonna laugh about it. It's not like we're gonna get him.
It definitely makes sense what they said about not wanting to invite someone onto their show just to be shitty to them, and I think that's more than understandable. Personally, I'm not invested enough into this Brendan Schaub subculture to say this with 100% certainty, but I would assume that if the Skanks bring up at least the main 2 or 3 popular Brendan stories in a funny way, that should suffice to their audience as them not going soft. Either way, I'm planning on attending SkankFest myself this year to see how this all unfolds firsthand and report it back to you guys right here on the Joke World Comedy News Update. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be at SkankFest in October. Tickets went on sale for the first time earlier this week. The final round of this year's Comedy Podcast March Madness tournament is underway right now over at watchcomedy.live. The tournament's been a great success so far this year. There was over 15,000 votes last round, which is amazing to see. The championship matchup is We Might Be Drunk taking on Chrissy Chaos. Just like the real college basketball tournament, this year was full of wild, exciting upsets, which is a lot more fun than just a popularity contest if you ask me. The final vote count will be hidden to the public until the winner is announced this Thursday, April 13th, right here on Joke World. We'll be making a video recapping the winners from every single matchup this year and crowning the 2023 Joke World Podcast March Madness Tournament champion. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure your post notifications are turned on and you can go vote right now using the link in our bio. Guest spots from last week: Your Mom's House had on Ryan Sickler, Two Bears One Cave was Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert, Kill Tony this week was with Ron White, Whiskey Ginger had on Big J Okerson, Big J was also on Take Your Shoes Off, Bert Kreischer was on The Tim Dillon Show, he was also on Stavi's World, and Shane Gillis was on Are You Garbage.
How often are you washing the hair?
How often do I
like actually putting shampoo?
Yeah, every day.
And what kind of soap are you using?
There's some Dove soap in there. Like
Bar or
moisturizing.
liquid?
Yeah.
Man, you are old school. I tell you that.
Why?
You should be using something fancy, something nice.
Yeah.
Little Kiehl's or something.
I was using hand soap for a while.
I'm living high on the hog now, dude.
I didn't buy any soap, and I just took it off the sink in the bathroom.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, fuck it. It works.
Fucking shower with a Tide Pod.
Yeah, it's good, dude. I think that's normal.
No, it's not.
This past weekend with Theo Von was a solo episode. The Joe Rogan Experience talked with Ari Shaffir and Big J Okerson, as well as Mike Vecchione. Flagrant had on Noel Miller. Rick Glassman was on The Honeydew. Esther Pavitsky was on Chrissy Chaos. Greg Fitzsimmons was the guest on The Heartland Highway. Nick Kroll was on The Blocks podcast. We Might Be Drunk had on Dustin Nickerson and Tom Collins. And Dan Soder was on You Know What Dude. As far as new stand-up specials that are either out right now or coming out soon, Stavros Halkias has a new crowdwork special coming out on YouTube Wednesday, April 12th. And judging from all of Stavi's other crowdwork clips, this special should be highly entertaining.
What do you do now?
I design pools.
Design pool? Come on. Okay, no disrespect. How hard is it? It's like, whoa, look at that. Oh, that's another one. Whose company is it?
It's an architecture firm.
An architecture firm. Okay. So you failed at engineering, but you got an architecture degree, or? Okay, wow, architecture and you design pools again. That can't be the highest level of architecture.
In general, last week was massive for new stand-up specials. We had Ryan Sickler, Big J Okerson, and Matt Rife uploading specials onto YouTube, as well as Louis C.K.'s latest special premiering on his website. And coming out soon, John Mulaney Baby J will be on Netflix April 24th, and Jimmy O Yang has a new special coming to Amazon on May 2nd. One more final piece of comedy news that came out of last week. Bobby Lee dedicated the latest episode of Tiger Belly to publicly addressing the numerous attempts to cancel him on TikTok. We posted an entire in-depth breakdown of the situation a few days ago, so if you want to learn more about what's going on with Bobby, be sure to check out that video next. And while you're at it, hit subscribe. Come on!